Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch Advanced. The 1980 season is on the air. Today's date is April 9th, 1980. It is opening day. We are at Riverfront Stadium for tonight's game between the Atlanta Braves and the Cincinnati Reds. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Inside Pitch Advanced. This is the first advanced Inside Pitch season we will be doing from now on. And today we start with the game between the Braves and the Reds here at Riverfront Stadium. This is how I do a season. I do one game per 3 days of baseball, which usually translates to about 60 to somewhere between 60 and 70 regular season games. We will be doing the All-Star game. The All-Star game 1980 was in Dodger Stadium in 1980. We will be doing the All-Star game. We have two divisions in each league, the National League and American League East and West. Top three teams each division will make the postseason. Must have winning records, or the playoffs will be modified. The number 6 will play the 5 seed in a one-game playoff. The winner there plays the 4 seed in a one-game playoff. Winner there plays the number 1 seed. The 2 and 3 automatically make the division series. Then, of course, championship series and World Series. As, of course, we go ahead all the way through to September. As I said, one game per 3 days of baseball until we reach the final week. The final week is one game per 1 day of baseball to simulate the final playoff push. And, of course, we make it to after the playoffs, as we approach the World Series, we have our selection show, which, of course, allows 4 seasons for you guys to choose from to see which season will be next, here on the network of Inside Pitch. Today's season begins on January 5th. The next season of Inside Pitch, the second season for this year of 2026, will begin on July 6th. That will be the next season to start here after 1980. What season that will be, we got a long way to go before we can even figure that out. Devo 9, GLA, Jeremy Brooks, Brian B., Johnny Haverly, Philip Reynolds, Midlife Crisis, Ernest Cruz, Cutter Historical, Will Swingle, Ben Witz, Astros Reefer are first to join us here at Riverfront Stadium. The Reds historically won this game. They shut the Braves out. They crushed them, as a matter of fact, 9-0. The Braves had three hits and 2 errors. The Reds had 9 hits and no errors. They pretty much destroyed Atlanta here at Riverfront Stadium. Riverfront Stadium, pretty much a pitcher's park. In 1980s, maybe pretty much a pitcher's park. Does favor mostly pretty much straight away. So Riverfront Stadium in 1980 was pretty much a pitcher's park. Maybe more neutral, if anything, but neutral, but does favor pitchers in 1980. So everybody is set and ready to go. I know everyone here is ready to start another season. This is Inside Pitch Advanced. This is where I play the game straight through. I'm not here to teach the game. I can maybe answer questions, but I am trying to go ahead and get the games through. And be honest with me, even though I played a number of games offline and some exhibition games, I have still made mistakes. And Chris Davis has corrected me on some of these, which is fine. And so we will see what happens tonight as we begin another exciting Inside Pitch season. I do use the 3 batter rule for relief pitchers. Ghost runners are activated at the 11th inning. The 10th inning, I will not use ghost runners in case of a tie. 11th inning, I will use them only because I can't really be playing 19, 20, and 21 inning games on a school night. So, and I do go back to work tomorrow. I've not been feeling good the last few days. I've been sick. I'm pretty much over it right now, and we'll see what happens. See how I feel, but I was a little under the weather the last few days. It was a head cold, but I pretty much got it caught there. Steeler fan joins us here real quick at Riverfront Stadium to say hello, and we will see how it goes. And we will see how it goes tonight as we get ready to play. So that is how a season usually goes. And it's time for some opening day baseball. So without further ado, let's get right started to this. Starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds tonight is Frank Pastore. 13 wins, 7 losses. He had a 3.27 ERA in 80. He had 110 strikeouts and 39 walks. We're going to use red, white, and red dice. Reds are the home team. Everyone is set and ready to go. It is an exciting day here at Riverfront Stadium. Opening day is here. Inside pitch advance is here. 4 months of baseball, which it usually takes that long to do for me to do a regular season and playoffs. So, thank you all for joining me tonight. A new season, a new game, inside pitch advance. Let's see how many times I screw this up on this game as we are set and ready. Not an empty seat anywhere here at the stadium in front of the river. The 1980 inside pitch season is underway. 1-3 strikeout 15, and that is going to be a kick. Actually, it says leading off for the Atlanta Braves will be center fielder Eddie Miller. He had a 158 batting average. Only played in 11 games for the Braves. That is a 1-3. That is a strikeout, and he will get him. Riverfront Stadium adds nothing to strikeouts and add ones to walks. So Frank Pastore will start the game with a K. His first strikeout of the game. Next batter will be the second baseman, Jerry Royster. 242 batting average. He had 20 RBIs and a home run in 1980. Pastore will pitch. 7-4. That's a pitcher result. The 11 against the righty 11 is a possible home run. Is a possible home run against the righty. Royster has a 2 with nobody on base. It's a +1, so we're 1-3. Royster will get the first home run of the postseason, and he won't. Royster 5-6, and that's going to be a fly ball to left field, deep to left. It'll be Foster getting to that, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Next batter will be the right fielder, Gary Matthews. 278 batting average, 19 homers, 75 RBIs. Pastore will pitch. 6-6. That is a walk. The 10 is going to be ball 4. Matthews is a 9 against righties. +1 makes him a 10. And Pastore will walk Matthews. That's the first walk of the season. Runner on first. And that will bring up the third baseman, Bob Horner. 268 average, 89 RBIs, and 35 home runs that year. Strategy roll for Matthews, see if anything happening. And the 7, he is not going anywhere. Clark Garotz and David Breeden join, and Beatles Eternally join us here at Riverfront Stadium. And after further review with Steve Tower joins us here. Pastore, 8-8. That is a blank. Horner, 2-1. And against the righty, that's going to be a fly ball to left field. Getting over there will be George Foster. He will get to it. He'll make the catch and retire the side. Nothing across except the walk will go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, Hall of Famer Phil Niekro. Yep, absolutely a Hall of Famer. 15 wins, 18 losses. He had a 3.63 ERA in 1980. He had 176 strikeouts and 82 walks. He gets the call for the Braves here on opening day as DRB 722 now joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Let's go to the bottom of the first. Leading off for the Reds, center fielder Dave Collins. Had a good year in 80. 303 average, 35 RBIs, and 3 bombs. Nothing wrong with those stats. Maybe not a power hitter, but definitely a 303 batting average is not too bad. Niekro, 6'2", that's at the park. Riverfront, 6'3", and that's going to be a ground ball to short. That's headed to Luis Gomez, and he will take that and throw it over to first for out number 1. Next up is the right fielder, Ken Griffey. Had a good year also. 294 average, 13 homers, 85 RBIs. There was nothing wrong with those stats. Nuxie, 3-3, strikeout 4, swing and a miss, struck him out. He will go ahead and get Griffey. That's the first strikeout for Niekro. He had 176, as I said, in 1980. Next batter will be the shortstop, Dave Concepcion. Some people think he belongs to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I'm a little on the fence on that, but I have no problem putting him in the Hall of the Very Good. 260 average, 5 home runs, 77 RBIs in 1980. 2 men out here, bottom of the first, no score. Niekro, 7-2, and against a righty, it's a blank. Concepcion, 4-1, ground ball to first. That's it to Chambliss. Chris Chambliss will take it himself to the bag and retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Reds. No score after 1. Top of the second coming up. Leading off for the Braves, first baseman, Chris Chambliss. I always felt Chris Chambliss, very, very solid player. Had a good year in 80 as well. 282 average, 18 homers, 72 RBIs. Nothing wrong with those stats. Pastore will go ahead and pitch. Pastore, 1-6, range play 13. That's a 16. It will not be a range play. Chambliss, 7-5, and that is going to be a pop fly ball. It's popped up to second. That will not be a range play for Junior Kennedy. What it will be is it will be an out, and that's out number 1. The next batter will be the left fielder, Dale Murphy. Some people think he got hosed. Some people think Dale Murphy's in the Hall of Fame, should be in the Hall of Fame. He did not get in by the committee that was used this year. Some people think he belongs in the Hall. You could make an argument. 281 average, 89 RBIs. He had 33 bombs in 1980. He had a solid. That is an excellent season. Pastore, 4-6. That is a blank. Murphy, 5-1, and that is a ground ball to short. That will be taken care of there by Concepcion, and he'll throw it over to first for out number 2. That'll bring up the catcher, Biff Pocoroba, another great baseball name. 265 average, 8 RBIs, 2 home runs. Pocoroba only played in 70 games in 1980, as Mr. Wig now joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Unfortunately, because for some reason YouTube does not want to fix the email issue, I may not know who you are just because, well, I don't know the email addresses. Some of you guys I do know, but some I don't. Pastore, 4-1, strikeout 18 is going to be too high. Pocoroba, 8-3, and that's going to be laced into center field. That'll be a double. Pocoroba will get himself a double to keep the inning going. That is the first hit of this baseball season here on the network. Next batter is the shortstop, Luis Gomez. 191 average, 24 RBIs, no homers that season. Lucas McCain. Thank you, my good man. Thank you. You recognize me because you're the doofus of the bunch, and also because of your avatar. Pocoroba on at second, and that is a 2. He's not going to go anywhere. Pastore will pitch. Pastore, 8-3, and he is not tired. That's going to be an automatic out. It will be a ground ball to second base, handled by Junior Kennedy. He will take it and toss it over to first and retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Bravos, and we will go to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Reds, left fielder George Foster, the $10 million bum for the Mets in 1986. But here in 1980 for the Reds, he was pretty darn good. 273 average, 93 RBIs, 25 home runs in 1980. Niekro will pitch. Niekro, 4-4, and that's an error on a booted ball. Foster, 3-8, and that's powered into left field. That's a 20, and that is going to, and against a righty, that is going to be an out. That's going to be a high fly ball to left field. Going back for that is going to be Murphy. He will make the catch. That's going to be out number 1. Next batter is the first baseman, Dan Dreesen. Always felt Dreesen was solid. 265 average, 14 homers, 74 RBIs in 80. Niekro will deal. Niekro, 3-2, strikeout, 18. No, that is just going to miss. That will actually, no, it's a 7. So I'm still getting a little bit used to this here, but that's too high. Dreesen, 8-6, and that's going to be a grounded to short, and that'll be taken care of by Gomez. Gomez will throw it over for out number 2. That'll bring up the catcher. Does this guy really need an introduction? Mr. Johnny Bench, Hall of Famer. One of the greatest of all time, and some people say the greatest catcher in baseball history. You can make an argument. Although in 1980, he was a little subpar. 250 average, 24 homers, 68 RBIs. Only played in 114 games. Bench did get hurt that year. So last year as a catcher, but definitely, one of the greatest of, no doubt, one of the greatest of all time. Absolutely. Niekro, 5-7, wild pitch. It'll be a blank. Bench, 5-7, and that is going to be That's going to be a with runners in scoring position. There are no runners in scoring position. That's going to be a base hit pass short. So Bench is going to get a single hit it, one pass short. There are no runners in scoring position, so the S6 is still used, as normally Ray played. And that will bring up the third baseman, Ray Knight, future World Series champion with the 86 Mets. And not a bad season in 1980. He's at third base. 264 average, 78 RBIs, 14 home runs. Respectable year. Bench on at first, and he will stay there. Niekro will deal. Niekro, 7-4. Walk, 17 is going to be high. Knight, a 7-7, and it's a fly ball to center field. Easy play there for Miller. And he's going to get to it and make the catch. No runs in a hit. No score after 2. Jimmy Jam joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Welcome, everybody, to opening day. We go to the top of the third. Leading off will be the pitcher, Phil Niekro. He uses pitcher hit card number 3, and he will be going up against Pastore. Pastore, 2-5, and against, let's see, Niekro swings from the right side, so against the 2-5, so against the righty, strikeout, and 18 will get him. Oh, no, I'm sorry, no, it won't. No, it won't. He's a 15, and nope, that won't get him. Niekro does get to swing. Niekro, 2-7, and he grounds it to second base. That'll be handled easily by Kennedy, and Kennedy throws over to first for the out. I remind myself to check this section here for the pitchers. One down, here's Miller. Miller is struck out his first time up. Pastore, 2-5 against the switch left. It's a blank. Miller, 2-7, and it's grounded to second. That'll be handled by Kennedy. Kennedy getting a lot of work so far tonight. He'll throw it over to first for the out, 2 away. Next batter is Royster. Royster is 0 for 1. Pastore, 7-6, and strikeout 3. And yes, swing and a miss, struck him out, and the inning is over. That is the second strikeout for Pastore. And 1, 2, 3 go the Braves. We go to the bottom of the third. As I said, still recovering a little bit from being sick the last 5 days. I got hit with the illness on New Year's Eve, and it really has not gone away since. We go to the bottom of the third inning. The KBIP is in order. Works like a special case strikeout. Almost works like a special case strikeout. Bottom of the third, leading off for the Reds will be the second baseman, Junior Kennedy, 261 average, 1 homer, 34 RBIs in 1980. Niekro will deal. Niekro, 4-4, error on a booted ball. Kennedy, 6-5, and that's a ground ball to short. That ball is hit to Gomez. His error rating is an 8. That's a 13. Gomez will not make an error. What he will do is he will make the play and throw to first for the out, 1 down. Let's see, make sure I got all the error checks here. Ball 12. Nope. Okay. That'll bring up the pitcher, Frank Pastore. He uses pitcher hit card number 5. Niekro will go ahead and deal. Niekro, 8-5, and that is a blank. That is a blank. That is a 15. Pastore has a 17-20 automatic strikeout, so that will be ignored. And Pastore, 7-3, and he will fly one out to center. That'll be handled by Miller. And that'll be out number 2. So if you notice now, as Astros Reefer asked me, okay, this is where that came in. If there is this here, this is for pitchers that strike out a lot, that the pitcher hit card may not be able to cover. If the die roll, the original die roll was a 15, okay? If it was anywhere between 17 and 20, Pastore would have automatically struck out. This is what that means. It's kind of like, in a way, kind of like a special K, like the old system, but it's a little bit more it's a little bit more accurate to reflect players that struck out a lot. Here's Collins. Collins is 0 for 1. No score. Bottom of the 3rd. Niekro, 5-1. Strikeout. 18 is high. Collins, 2-8. And if Collins hits one into center field, that'll be a double. Collins will smack one into center. He'll go ahead and keep the inning going. That's his first double of the game. And it will bring up Griffey. Griffey is 0 for 1. Vita Productions joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Still 2 men down. And top bottom of the 3rd. Strategy roll and the 20. Nothing happening there. Although Griffey does have a sacrifice hit chance at a 20, but not with 2 outs. Niekro, a 5-7, and that's a possible wild pitch. That is a 3, and that will be a wild pitch by Nuxie, and Collins will go to 3rd. So Collins goes to 3rd on the wild pitch. I'm going to re-roll the strat, even though really don't have to, but I'm going to re-roll the strat. Nothing happening there. 2 outs, but Collins now on at 3rd. Niekro will deal. Niekro, 2-5, walk. 16, and that is going to just miss. Griffey against the righties, a 14, plus 1 is a 15. 16 is too high. Griffey, 4-6, and it is a ground ball to first. That'll be taken care of by Chambliss. He'll take it to the bag himself. And a chance for the Reds goes by the board. No runs and a hit. For the Red Stockings, after 3, there is no score. On our way to the 4th inning. So far, good moving game at the moment. Gary Matthews leads off for the ATL. He walked his first time up. Pastore can pitch to 29 batters, by the way. And Niekro, Nuxie, can pitch to 31. Just in case. Pastore will go ahead and deal. Pastore, 5-8, walk, 7. Yes, that's going to be ball 4. He will walk Matthews. Matthews will trot to first on a base on balls. That's the second time Matthews has walked, and that is the second walk given up by Pastore. It'll now bring up Horner. Horner is 0 for 1. Infield set for double play, just in case. And that is a 5, and nothing happening. Matthews not a threat. Pastore will go ahead and deal. Pastore, 8-4. And that is a possible pickoff. That's a 16, and that's not going to be a pickoff. So no pickoff chance here. Possible pickoff, but not happening with a 16. We now go to the park, Riverfront Stadium, 8-1, and it's a base hit past 3rd. That'll be a single for Horner. Matthews, a base running rating of 4, will not get to 3rd base on that. He will hold at 2nd base. He will hold at 2nd. He needed to be an 8 in order to get to 3rd base. So now runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out on the Braves. And here comes Chambliss. Chambliss is 0 for 1. The lovely Barbara joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Strategy roll and nothing happening on the 15. Pastore in a little bit of a jam here in the top of the 4th. No score. Pastore, 8-3, and that's going to be an automatic out, and that's a 14, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Let's see if they turn a double play. I will re-roll the D20. So it's a ground ball to short, and let's see here. Ground ball to short, shorts, that is a 5. Grounded to short, you add 1, which is a 6. Pastore -1 is a 5. There's a 5. Chambliss is a 12, so that's not going to be a double play. Bob Horner, the 5 is higher than Bob Horner's 4, so that's going to be a fielder's choice. So Matthews will make third. Horner is out at second. Chambliss takes first, and there is 1 out. So they do get a fielder's choice on that. That was not a double play, but the roll was higher than the base running rating. So that will be a fielder's choice for a chance of double play. And now the batter is Murphy. Murphy's 0 for 1. Runners at first and second. Do we call the infield in here? You try to. Murphy does not ground into many double plays. The higher this number, the least amount of double plays he hits it, they hit into. A 15 plus, not easy to do. Plus Pastore with a -1. I don't know. Would anybody? I know I got Reds fans here. Do we call the infield in to prevent Matthews from scoring, or do we play in? Upman says play in. So I will use in with 1 out. I will be using the infield in chart that is available. So let's see what happens. So strategy roll, and that is a 4, and nothing happening there. Pastore, 8-1 against the righty, strikeout 11, and got him, swing and a miss, struck him out. He gets Murphy. Big strikeout there. That is the 3rd strikeout for Pastore. An 8-1 is against the righty strikeout, and against the righties a 15, that's an 11. He gets Murphy. So now 2 outs, and now here comes Pokoroba, and he got a double his first time up. So now runners at first and second. The infield is now back. Nothing happening on the strat. Matthews on at third. Chambliss on at first. Pastore will pitch. Pastore, 7-6, strikeout 3, swing and a miss, strikeout, and the inning is over. Pastore gets out of the jam. 4th strikeout, no runs, a hit, and a walk. They strand 2 will go to the bottom of the 4th. In a game where the Reds won it 9-0, and right now we got a pitcher's duel here on this first game of the 1980 season. Nuxie will go ahead and take the mound. Dave Concepcion leads off. He's 0 for 1. Bottom of the 4th, no score. Braves, Reds. Opening day here for the 1980 season. Niekro, 8-1, strikeout. Yep, easy. Swing and a miss, struck him out. He'll get Concepcion, and that is Niekro's 2nd K. We'll get him there. Here's Foster. Foster is 0 for 1. Niekro will go ahead and deal. Niekro, 7-6. Home run result against the righty. Foster needs a 20. He's a 20, but Foster, however, has an exclamation point on his card, which means this number is not modified. Because with the bases empty, Niekro would make that a -1, which would make that a 19. But because Foster has an exclamation point, that number is not modified. So that's an 18, and it wouldn't matter anyway. George Foster just got the first home run of the 1980 season. Kaboom! That ball is high! That ball is deep! And that ball is gone! Home run, George Foster! Stadium cheers! Yay! A 7-6 is a home run result. And against a righty, Foster needs a 20 and a 9. And even though it would be a -1, but when it has an exclamation point, that number is not modified. That is not a modified number. So even if it was a 20 with Niekro with runners empty, -1 is a 19. That's still an 18. It still clears the wall. It's 1-0 Reds. George Foster hits the first home run of the season. That'll bring up Dreesen. Dreesen is 0 for 1. Niekro will go ahead and deal. Niekro, 5-3, walk. Yep, that's ball 4. He'll walk him. Dreesen will trot to first. And that's only the first walk given up by Nuxie. And now here comes Mr. Bench. Bench got a base hit his first time up. Infield a double play. Strategy roll for Dreesen, and he is not going anywhere. Niekro will go ahead and deal. Niekro, 8-2. That's an automatic out. That's a 12, and that's going to be a fly to center field. And that'll be easily handled there by Miller. And Miller will make the catch for out number 2. Even though Niekro had a bit of a losing record, a 3.63 ERA, in my opinion, does not suck. Here's Knight. Knight is 0 for 1. Now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Reds first up here with a 1-0 lead. Strategy roll for Dreesen, and he's not going anywhere. Niekro will go ahead and deal. Niekro, 1-1, walk. Yep, that's ball 4. He'll walk Knight. Knight didn't walk much in 1980. His walk rating against righties is only a 5, plus 1 is a 6. He didn't walk much, but he will walk here. And that is the second walk given up by Nuxie. It'll bring up Kennedy. Kennedy is 0 for 1. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Reds. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 8. Niekro will go ahead, and he will pitch. Niekro, 7-8, strikeout 12. Nope, that's too high. Kennedy, a 1-1, and it's a hard line drive right to third. Horner puts up the glove, pop, and it goes right in the inning. Goes right in there, and the inning is over. 1 run on 1 hit and a couple of walks. A solo bomb by George Foster. First home run of this 1980 season. 1-0 Reds after 4. Top of the 5th. And it will be Luis Gomez leading off for Atlanta. He's 0 for 1. Pastore will go ahead and pitch. Pastore, 2-6. That's an automatic out, and it will be a fly to right. Going after that is Griffey, and that is out number 1. How old was Junior in 1980? How old was Griffey? Does anybody remember, know? How old was Junior? Griffey Jr. in 1980. How old was he? Here's Niekro using pitcher hit card number 3. He's 0 for 1. Pastore will deal. Pastore, 7-7. That is a blank. Niekro will swing. Niekro, 8-4, and that's a hard liner right. It's actually a soft liner right to second base. That'll be grabbed by Kennedy, and that is out number 2. You met Junior in 78. You were 11. He was 9. So that means he would be 11 in 1980, I guess, right? 2 men down. Here's Miller. Miller is 0 for 1. 2 men out, top of the 5th, 1-0 Red Stockings. Pastore, 5-6. That is an error on a booted ball. Miller, a 4-6, and that's going to be a base hit right past the pitcher. And I do not think an error on a booted ball makes a difference on that. It is not. That's going to be a single right past Pastore and into the outfield. So Miller will actually get a base hit. I'm pretty sure. I think error on a booted ball is not on S's, I believe. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it is not. And it is not. No error on a booted ball on an S1. So that goes right past the pitcher, and that will be a single for Miller. That's his first hit of the game. It will now bring in Royster. Royster is 0 for 2. 2 outs here. Miller does have a high steal attempt. There's a 19. But with 2 outs, I doubt he would go. That's an 11, and he gets the call to steal. Miller had only 1 stolen base in 11 games. You're down by 1 early. Royster, what's his stolen base rating? Though is only a 7. Nah, I'll call off. He gets the jump, but the coach will hold him. Pastore, 3-5, walk 18. That is high. Royster, 8-7, and against the righty, it's a high fly ball to right. Griffey going back for that one. He will have room. And he will make the catch and retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the fifth. I'm loving, gotta tell you guys, I am loving inside pitch advanced. I am loving how this game flows. Leading off for the Reds will be Frank Pastore. He uses pitcher hit card number 5. Pastore flew out his first time up. Niekro, 3-4, walk. The 3 is going to be, he will walk him. Pastore actually has a 5 for a walk rating. That is a 3. He will walk Pastore. Niekro walks the pitcher. Niekro does walk the pitcher. And that is the 3rd walk given up by Nuxie. It'll now bring up Collins. Collins 1 for 2 with a double as last time up. Infield a double play. Pastore really not a threat to do anything, not the pitcher, and he will be happy to stay right where he is. Although Collins does get a hit, he does get the hit and run, but the pitcher hit card has an N here for attempt, so no chance for a hit and run. Niekro will deal. They are a bit busy. It does take a little while to get used to them, Brian B. You are not wrong, but I like them. Niekro, 1-4. Wild pitch. A possible pass ball. That is Pokoroba. His pass ball rating is a 5, and he will... Nope, that's going to bounce off his chest protector, and Pastore will go to third. Will go to second. That will be a pass ball on Pokoroba. I will re-roll the strat. So that takes away the double play chance. Re-rolling a strat, nothing happening here. So Pastore now on at second as a pass ball on Pokoroba. Could not make the play. Niekro will go ahead and deal. Niekro, 3-1. Range play 12. That one is a range play. Collins, 6-5. And it's a ground ball to short. That ball is hit to Gomez. His range is a 3, and he will get it. Nice play by Gomez. Gomez will take care of it. Throws to first for out number 1. And Pastore, he'll stay at second base. 1 out. So grounder to short, doesn't move the runner up. And now the batter is Griffey. Griffey is 0 for 2. Oh yeah, you like this card, right? You like that card, right, Ben? I know I like this card. This is a good card, but I don't need this since I have my ratings right next to me on my scorebook. I can automatically look at the scorebook. I already got the ratings written down, so I don't need it. So here's Griffey. Griffey is 0 for 2. Strategy roll, and nothing happening on the 17th. Niekro will go ahead and deal. Niekro, 6-7. Strikeout, 13. No, too high. Griffey, a 7-5, and with runners in scoring position, it's an automatic out 2. There is a runner in scoring position. We gotta check to see. Niekro with runners in scoring position is an 11. That's a 10. That will stay an out. That will stay an out. That will be a fly ball to left field. Getting after that will be Murphy, and he will make the catch for out number 2. And Pastore, a pitcher. I'm not even going to have him roll to go to third. He will stay at second base. So 2 men down, and now the batter is Concepcion. That was a runner in scoring position, so this number, the NR effect, does come into play. That was an 11. Anything under that number stays an out. If it was over, that automatic out would have been a hit. So now that's how some of the nuances of inside pitch advanced, which I think really put some things. This game has certain things that a lot of other games don't have. Forrest Heittert joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Strategy roll. Pastore will stay where he is. Nuxie, 3-2. Strikeout 12 and just missed. Concepcion, 8-7, and he popped it up. Pop fly ball to third. Horner's going to call for it. He'll make the catch and retire the side. Nothing across except a walk and a pass ball. 1-0 Reds after 5. Thank you all for joining me for some opening day action as we start the 1980 season. Well, you've been in my chat before there, Forrest. At least I think I did. We go to the top of the sixth. Reds lead 1-0. A home run by George Foster, the difference. Gary Matthews leads off. He's walked twice. Pastore will go ahead and deal. Pastore, 3-8. Range play 13. That's a 6. It's a range play. Matthews, 6-8. That's a base hit pass short, but it will be a range play for Concepcion. Remember, range plays for the home team are always successful on an 8. His range, however, is a 4, and he will not get it. That will get past Concepcion, and the tying run is on. So Gary Matthews will get his first hit of the ball game, and then we'll now bring up Horner. Bebop joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Horner 1 for 2. Infield here at double play depth. Matthews, he can steal some bases. Strategy roll an 8, and he is not going. Pastore will go ahead and deal. Pastore, 4-3, strikeout 2. Got him, struck him out. He gets Horner. Pastore gets his 5th strikeout of the game. He had 110 of them in 1980. Here's Chambliss. Chambliss 0 for 2. Strategy roll for Matthews, and that is a 4. He will stay where he is. Pastore will go ahead and he will pitch. Pastore, 6-7. Error on a foul or a grounder at the park. EFG at the park. Riverfront, 8-7, and that is going to, that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Now that is on a foul out, not a fly out on that. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. That is an error only on that is a fly ball to center field. And an EFG, as you just want to check here, there is only on foul outs. So that's not going to be an error. What that is going to be an out. That will be that'll be handled by Collins for out number 1, and Matthews, out number 2, and Matthews stays where he is. I'm just going to say EFG at the park is what I think I'm going to do to make it quicker. Here is Murphy. Jim Connell joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Murphy is 0 for 2. A lot of people think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. I know some people say yes, some people say no. He was a hell of a hitter back in his time, though. Strategy roll. Matthews will stay put. Pastore, 8-6. Strikeout 6 and swing and a miss. Struck him out, and the inning is over. That is a 6th strikeout for Pastore. No runs and a hit for the Braves. The Braves did historically get shut out in this ball game, and right now, Pastore is keeping it chalk. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Braves did get shut out, but they lost the game 9-0. The Reds only have a 1-0 lead here. But remember, 1980 was the beginning of the defensive era. 1980 to about 1993, pretty much really low-scoring games. They were about mid-range games, mid-range to low scoring. Getting a standing ovation coming up to bat is George Foster, the $10 million bum. Foster, though, hit a bomb for his last time up. Bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Reds. Niekro will deal. Niekro, 5-3, walk, 12. Yep, ball 4, he'll walk Foster. So Foster actually not having a bad night. That is the 4th walk given up by Nuxie. And we'll now bring up Dreesen. Dreesen walked his last time up. Infield set for double play. Foster did have one, not a stealing threat, and he will not go anywhere here. Niekro, 8-7, hit by pitch, -1. Dreesen hit by pitch at 12, -1 will make him 11. That's a 19. It's too high. Dreesen, a 3-7, and it's a ground ball to second base. Let's see if they turn to double play here. So it's a ground ball to second, and that 17 is going to automatically make it a double play because hit the second, you're going to go and add 1. Niekro is a +2, so that makes that a 20. That is going to be a 4-6-3 double play. The thing about looking at this, you can actually look at the D20, okay? and check here the double play rating of the batter, you almost don't even have to look at the way he's got it set up. You don't even have to look. You can just look at the pitcher and decide if you really need to find out, if you really need to look at where the ball was hit to make a difference. It won't matter here. 4-6-3 double play, 2 outs. And I believe that is the first double play of the season as well. Jason hit into a good amount of double plays, hence the 11 on his card. The lower the double play rating, the more double plays he hit into. Here is Mr. Johnny Bench. He is 1 for 2 with a single. You bought inside, you love inside pitch. I haven't played IPA yet. Please do. You'll fall in love with the game. Niekro, 8-1, strikeout 4. Yep, he got benched. That'll be a swing and a miss. Struck him out, and that will retire the side. That's only the 3rd strikeout for Niekro. Nothing across except the walk. 1-0 Red after 6. We go to the top of the 7. Frank Pastore pitching a gem. Reds bullpen is warming up just in case. Biff Pocoroba leads off. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Pastore will deal. Pastore, 2-1, walk, 8. And, yep, that's ball 4. He walked him. He will walk Pocoroba. And that is going to be the 3rd walk for Pastore. And it will bring up Gomez. Gomez is the shortstop. I am in the 7th inning. I can make position changes. Let's see if I want to make a move here with them. And you know what? I'm going to say not much of a difference in hitting. I'm going to say no. I'll let Gomez bat. Maybe let's see if a bunt comes up. Although he does have a good bunting attempt though. Maybe do a bunt. Infield a double play. Strategy roll. That is a 17. And yes, the sacrifice hit does come up, and Gomez is going to bunt this ball. Now the question is, will the Reds keep it a double play, or will they bring the corners in? I do give the Reds, so I don't know if the Reds would actually expect it. I will roll a D8. Odd number, it's double play. I'm gonna say odd number, they do bring in the corners. Even number, it stays all back. Odd number. So they do bring in the corners expecting the bunt. So the bunt is on. Pastore, 7-7. That is a blank. So Gomez will bunt the ball, and that is an 8. And that is bunted right to the catcher. That's bunted at the catcher. And let's see here, bunting at the catcher. Double check my work. Bunting the catcher, no change. Gomez's bunt rating is a 5. And that's going to be a 10. That should be good. And yeah, that's going to be a successful sacrifice bunt for Gomez. Pocoroba will go to second. And it's picked up there by Bench. He throws to first to get the out. And that is 1 out. So a sacrifice hit to Bench. He picks it up and throws. Niekro is the next batter, but he's going to come out of the game. That'll be it for Niekro. Niekro still had some left in the tank, but the Braves trying to win this first game of the season, and they are going to go to the bull. They're going to go to the bench. So Niekro coming out of the game. How is it different from inside pitch? You're looking at it there, Forrest Eichert. You already can see how different it is. They're going to bring in a pinch hitter, and they're going to bring in Mike Lum. 205 average. He had the most at bats, pinch hit at bats against righties in 1980. Mike Lum, 205 average, no homers, 5 RBIs, but Mike Lum, will come in to pinch hit. Pastore on at second. Strategy roll, he will stay at second. Pastore will go ahead and deal. Pastore, 2-7, strikeout 8. Got him, struck him out. He'll get Lum. That is strikeout number 7 for Pastore, having a heck of a game. And now the batter is Miller. And Miller, a switch hitter. We may see Miller is in center field. And we will see a pinch hitter for Miller. Miller is going to come out of the game, and coming on to pinch hit and take over in center field will be, well, actually coming into pinch hit will be, can he come in there and pinch hit or what? Do I want him to pinch hit? You know what? Negative. Because Azelstein is lousy in that position. You know what? Miller's going to stay out. My bad. Miller is going to bat. Miller is going to bat. Clee baseball fan joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. So 2 outs. Miller is actually going to bat. He is 1 for 3. Pokoroba on at second. Strategy roll. Nothing, and that is a 20, but nothing happening though. Remember, pickoffs are no longer on 20s in inside pitch advance. Pastore, 2-4, error on a booted ball. Miller, 4-6, and that's going to be a base hit past the pitcher. That won't be an error on a booted ball. That will be a single. Will it score Pokoroba? His base running rating is a 3, and he 2 outs, and he will score. The game is tied. Miller comes through with a base hit past Pastore. We're tied at 1. Stadium groans. You just what great managing I did to have Eddie Miller go ahead and bat. As usual, people, you just don't see managing like this on that other channel with the fluffy cat. Just don't see managing like this. You just don't. Only get the best managing here on RJL Network. All those other channels, not even close. Here, Miller now on at first. That'll bring up Royster. So now we're tied at 1. Royster's 0 for 3. As Keith Alinsky joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Tied at 1 now, top of the 7th. Miller does have stolen base rating, and that is an 11, but he's not going anywhere here. Pastore will go ahead and deal. Pastore, 7-2, strikeout 10. Nope, that is high. Royster, 7-5, and that's a fly ball to right, and Griffey will get to it. He will make the catch and retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 walk, and a sacrifice, and we are tied at 1 here. We are at our first 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we have the return of 10-minute ticker after tonight's game. Every time you see the black and white dice over here, you know that 10-minute ticker will be coming up after the game. Tomorrow night, we will continue. We will go into more exciting action. Tomorrow night will be April 12th, and we're going to the Astrodome. The Houston Astros will receive their World Series rings for the 1999 season here in RJL Network. They will face the Los Angeles Dodgers, and we got 2 Hall of Famers tomorrow night. Don Sutton will be going for the Dodgers, and of course, the Nolan Ryan Express will be going for the Astros. We got a big one here. Tomorrow night at the Astrodome, as the Astros will get their rings tomorrow night for 1999. Dodgers and the Astros, Don Sutton and Nolan Ryan. I don't think anybody will have a problem with the Don Sutton-Nolan Ryan matchup. That'll be tomorrow night on the network. Bottom of the seventh here, tied at 1, Braves and the Reds. Ray Knight leads off for the Reds. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. Braves need a pitcher. And let's see. It is right, and a pinch hitter probably coming up for Pastore. So let's see who they are going to bring in. And they will go with... Let's see. Lefty, Campus, more of a closer. Coming on to pitch for the Braves is going to be Gene Garber. 5 wins, 5 losses, 7 saves, a 3.83 ERA. Gene Garber will pitch. He can pitch to 6. As he will take over here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Gene Garber will pitch for the Braves. Ray Knight leads off, bottom of the 7th, tied at 1. Braves and Reds here. Opening day. Not a bad game to start the season off. Garber, 4-1. Range play 13. The 14 is too high. It is not a range play. Knight, 7-4. And that will be a grounder to second base. Taken care of there by Royster. Royster will throw it over for out number 1. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy is 0 for 2. Garber will deal. Garber, 3-1 against the righty. Home run result against the righty. Kennedy needs a 2, but with an error, but nobody on base, that's a -3, so it'll be a 0. The 8 is too high. He will not have an error. Against, because you see here the home run rating is a 2, but with bases empty for Garber, he has a -3. So that would not be a home run, and it's not. But Kennedy will swing 8-8, and he grounds it to short instead. That'll be handled by Gomez. And Gomez will throw it over for out number 2. That'll be it for Frank Pastore. He is tired. We'll see a new batter for the Reds. And we'll see. Coming on to pinch hit. Let's see. Got a righty. Coming on to pinch hit for the Reds is going to be Harry Spillman. 267 average, 19 RBIs. And 4 homers in 1980. Harry Spillman will pinch hit against Gene Garber. Harry Spillman had 41 pinch hit appearances against righties. He had the most, and that's what I'm going with now. Inside pitch advance makes it a little bit easier to choose pinch hitters and stuff. Garber will deal. Garber, 7-7, wild pitch. It's a blank. Spillman, a 8-1, grounder to second. Up with it is Royster. Royster will throw it over and retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Reds, tied at 1 after 7. We go to the 8th. Leading off for the Braves will be Gary Matthews. He is 1 for 1, singled and walked twice, 2 righties and a lefty. Brian B., do you have a choice for a pitcher you want me to bring out? Since this is your team, I'll let you have a choice for a pitcher. If Brian B. knows his 1980 Reds, so I wonder who you'd like me to bring out for the Reds here. So, who does? Maybe Brian B. maybe would like to make a decision, or somebody there. You pick the best ERA. Well, let's see. I got 2 righties and a left, so I'm going to go with a righty. And that's a non-closer, and that is going to be the Red bullpen that year. Let's see. If I go with my auto rules, I got to go with Doug Bear, although Mario Soto has the lowest ERA, but this is the 8th inning. And Doug Bear had more relief. Mario Soto was more brought in the middle innings than the left. I'm going to go with Bear. I actually got to go with what I think there. Coming in to pitch for the Reds is going to be Doug Bear. 3 wins, 6 losses, 6 saves, and a 4.24 ERA. Doug Bear will come on to pitch. As both Niekro and Pastore leave with the no decision. So Doug Bear will come on to pitch. Yeah, Soto did finish the season in the rotation. That is right. Top of the 8th, 1-1 tie. Bear can pitch to 7, which is Bear will deal. Bear, 5-1, error on a booted ball. Matthews, 6-8, and that's going to be a base hit past short. That'll be a single for Matthews. That won't be an error on a booted ball. So that will be a single for Matthews. Matthews has his second hit of the game. It'll now bring up Horner. Horner 1 for 2 with a single. Infield debt for double play. Matthews is a threat to steal, and that is a 9. He will not go. Bear will deal. Bear, 4-7, strikeout 2, got him, struck him out. He gets Horner. Bear will get a strikeout. He had 62 strikeouts in 1980. Here's Chambliss. Chambliss 0 for 3. Matthews, he will stay put. Bear, 2-6, strikeout 6, swing and a miss, struck him out. He gets Chambliss. Chambliss goes down on strikes, 2 down. Big strikeout here, and now Murphy. Murphy is 0 for 3. Matthews still on at first. He will stay at first. Bear looking on in Murphy. Bear pretty good against home runs with runners on base, but Murphy doesn't matter. He gets a hold of one. It's gone. Bear will go ahead and pitch. Bear, 8-7. A strikeout 9. Got him. Struck him out. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and the inning is over. If Bear was tired, that would have been gone. But an 8-7 is a K when he's not tired, and he strikes out the side after giving up the single. No runs in a hit. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Bear gets it done. Once again, management here on RJL Network. You just don't see managing like this on that other channel with the fluffy cat and those red and blue cards. That's the only colors they have. We go to the bottom of the 8th here. Dave Collins leads off for the Reds. He is 1 for 3 with a double. Gene Garber is going to stay out there. Garber's going to pitch. At least I think he will. Right switch. Will he pitch? You know what? Yeah, Garber will deal. Garber will stay out there. So Garber will go ahead and deal against Collins. Garber, 1-5. 1-5 against the righties, against the switch left. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to be a single, and that will be a single pass short. Now here you can see a split chance on Garber's card. It's a split chance. It says S number. That means it's a single, and then you still use the D20, and that's going to be a single pass short. So the go-ahead run is on base. So Collins gets his second hit of the ball game. And now here's Griffey. Steal if he gets jumped. Yes, he is definitely a stolen base threat. Infield double play. Strategy roll. That is a 10, and he does get the jump. He does get the jump. 16 plus 1 is 17. Pocoroba plus 3 is a 20. The only way he is out is on a 20. Nope, that's going to be safe. It is a 3. That is a 3, and he will hold at second base. So Collins does get the steal, and now the go-ahead run in scoring position. And now Griffey at the plate. Question is, do you walk Griffey and pitch to Concepcion? Do you walk him and pitch to Concepcion? I think you do, because Griffey is a lefty, and Concepcion will be a righty. They're going to intentionally walk Griffey and put him on base and try to get a double play here. They're going to intentionally walk Griffey. I will not count that against Garber's ratings. I'm going to bring that down 1. That's one rule I do use. If you call an intentional walk, I will not count that against the fatigue rating. That's a house rule. But now the batter is Concepcion. He will bat. Concepcion is 0 for 3. Steal at third. In order for him to get a jump, you take his 10 and divide that by 4. And you round. And I believe, what do you do? And you round up. So that would be a 1 to 3. Collins will get a chance to steal third. He doesn't. He'll stay put. So Collins on at second, Griffey on at first. Garber, he will pitch to Concepcion. Fans here at Riverfront Stadium hoping for a big hit. Garber, 3-7, error on a booted ball. Concepcion, 3-8, and it's a base hit to center field. That is a single. That is a single. Let's see if he commits an error out there. I'm still learning on the error on a booted ball, but I don't think it counts on that. Let's see. Actually, it does. It's a 5. Center fielder is Miller. His error rating is a 0, so he will not make an error out there. So it's a normal single to center field. Will that score Collins? Let's find out. That is a 3-3. That is a 3-3 single to center field, and yes, it will. He will advance. Collins comes around. He will score, and the Reds take a 2-1 lead. Griffey holds at second base. Concepcion holds at first. And the Reds have a 2-1 lead. Stadium cheers. Yay! Collins gets the big run. Concepcion comes through with a big RBI. And now the batter is Foster. D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Runners at first and second. Garber is not tired. He's very good against runners in scoring position, though. He is going to pitch to Foster. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-1 Reds. Griffey on at second. Concepcion on at first. Strategy roll. That is a 12. Nothing happening there. Garber will deal. Garber, 6-8. And against the righty, strikeout 17. That just missed. Foster, 7-3. And he pumped it up. Pop fly ball to short. Gomez is going to get it. That's going to be out number 1. Foster is out. The next batter is Dreesen. Garber is tired. That will be it for Garber. The Braves will go to the bullpen against Dreesen. And let's see who that's going to be. And the Braves are going to go ahead and bring out Larry Bradford. 3 wins, 4 losses, 4 saves, a 2.44 ERA. Right now, Garber leaves at the L, but Larry Bradford will come on to pitch for the Braves. He can pitch to 5. And Dreesen is 0 for 2 with a walk. So Griffey on at second, Concepcion on at first. 1 out now, bottom of the 8th, 2-1 Reds. But the Reds looking for more. Strategy rolls are still active, and that is a 3. Griffey is not going anywhere. Bradford will pitch. Bradford, 3-2, strikeout 1. Got him, struck him out. Dreesen struck out a little bit more against lefties, and Bradford gets a big K. And that's 2 outs. And now the fans rise up knowing that here comes Mr. Johnny Bench. Bench is 1 for 3 with a single. Bradford will pitch to him. Bradford not really that good with runners in scoring position, and he can give up the long ball with runners on base. 2 men out. Bradford will pitch to Bench. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 18. Bradford will go ahead and deal. Bradford, 4-3. That's at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 6-1. And that is going to be a fly ball to right field. And going over there is going to be Matthews. Matthews will get to it. He makes the catch and retires aside. 1 run, 2 hits, a walk, and a stolen base. But the Reds do take the lead. It's 2-1 after 8. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Will we have our first 9th inning magic of the 1980 season? Doug Bear coming out of the game. The Reds will bring out the closer. I know he's here someplace. And yep, they'll bring him out. And coming on to pitch for the Reds, Tom Boom Boom Hume. 9 wins, 10 losses, 25 saves in 1980. A 2.56 ERA. 24 walks, 68 strikeouts. Brian Bees has put Geronimo in center field. Center field for the Reds is Collins. Collins' center field rating is a 4. Cesar Geronimo is a 6. I will do what Brian B asks. So we will bring in Cesar Geronimo. He will take over in center field for Collins. So Collins is out. And give me a second to fix that. So Collins is out, and Cesar Geronimo will go in center field. He's a 6.04 B. So he is he has better range out there. So Cesar Geronimo will go ahead and he'll go ahead and get it. He will go take center field. Biff Pocoroba leads off for the Braves, and he had a 265 batting average. Question is, let's see. I do have Joe Nolan at catcher. And let's see, move as a righty, Pocoroba's a switch. But Joe Nolan's is actually a better hitter. And I'm gonna go ahead and make the play. Biff Pocoroba gonna come out of the game. Coming on to pinch hit for the Braves is going to be Joe Nolan, and he'll take over at catcher. 307 average, 26 RBIs, 3 home runs. So Joe Nolan will take over as the new catcher if the game, of course, goes any further than this. So timeout as I will make the changes on his board. He is a 4-5-10 plus 1. So Joe Nolan will take over at catcher. And he will go ahead and pinch hit against Hume. Top of the ninth, 2-1 Reds. Can the Atlanta Braves pull off the first ninth inning magic of the 1980 season? Tom Boom Boom Hume, and he can pitch to 9. So he can go deep. Hume will pitch. Hume, 7-3 against the lefty. It's a blank. Nolan, 4-6, and it's a ground ball right back to Hume. Hume will go ahead and get that and throw it over to first, and that's 1 out. 1 down. The next batter is Gomez, but we will see a pinch hitter for him as Chico Ruiz will take over at shortstop. And this is the 9th inning. I can bring in anybody, and he is actually going to pinch hit. Even though in the 9th inning I usually bring in anybody, I don't go by the pinch hitter rules in this case. So Chico Ruiz will come on and pinch hit. He'll take over at short if necessary. 308 batting average. 2 RBIs, no home runs though. But Chico Ruiz, his job is to go ahead and get on base. And he is a 2-0 at the position. So Chico Ruiz will go up against Hume, even though it is righty on righty. Hume will go. Craig Scarborough finally joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Hume will pitch. Hume, 7-1, strikeout 16, and swing and a miss, struck him out. He gets Ruiz. 2 men down, and we'll see a pinch hitter for Larry Bradford as the Braves will go back to the bench. And coming on to pinch hit is going to be Brian Azelstein, 284 average, 25 RBIs, 3 home runs. The only lefty they got left on the bench. So Brian Azelstein will go ahead and pinch hit. Pitcher spot is 0 for 3. Fans here at Riverfront Stadium trying to get an opening day victory for the Reds. 2 outs, top of the ninth. Tom Hume gets the sign from bench. Azelstein looking to see if he can keep the game going. Boom Boom goes ahead and he will pitch. Hume, 2-8 against the lefty. It's a blank. Azelstein, 1-1, and it's a fly ball to left field. Going after that is George Foster. He takes a couple of steps backwards, puts out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Reds will go ahead and open up the 1980 season with a win tonight as they beat the Braves 2-1. Stadium cheers. Yay! So the Cincinnati Reds will get the victory here. And tonight, on opening night here for Inside Pitch Advanced on opening day, a heck of a game here, a pitcher's duel, 2-1. And the actual historical score of this game was 9-0. But the Reds get the victory. They will go to 1-0 on the season. And the Braves are going 2-0-1. Final line score coming up. For the Reds, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. For the Braves, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is Doug Bear. Bear's going to go ahead and get the win. Gene Garber will take the loss. Tom Hume will get the save. So there you have it, our first ever in regular season Inside Pitch game here on RJO Network. But we are not done. It's the return of 10-Minute Ticker coming up next. I hope you guys enjoyed that one to start the 1980 season, and that was a blast. That was an absolute blast to start 1980. It is now time for the 10-Minute Ticker, powered by FastScore Baseball. FastScore here, you can go ahead, go to FastScore. I have a new website for FastScore Baseball for you to download this system. It is excellent. It does it all for you. All you got to do is roll dice. The black are the visiting team. The white dice is the home team. The large die is the tens. The small die is the singles. If we go to extra innings, I will re-roll the dice to see what we get for extra innings. So the Braves are going to go ahead and take the loss here, a 2-1 win for the Reds. Let's see how the rest of the baseball season starts here for 1980. April 9th, the only other game that was done here was Toronto at Seattle. Blue Jays 21-23, and that is 4. Mariners 12-35, and that is also 4. So just like that, we start off with extra innings. Toronto rolls a 6, plus 1 is a 7. Mariners roll a 4, minus 1 is a 3, and that will be a win. That will be a win for the Blue Jays. April 10th, Baltimore at the White Sox. Yeah, I know that's what I knew Seaver was sick that game, which was too bad. I would have loved to have Seaver start, but don't worry, we'll see him shortly. Baltimore 14-44, that is 5. White Sox 3-23, and that is 2, a win for the O's. Detroit at Kansas City. Tigers 13-36, and that is 4. Royals 14-66, that's 11. The Royals will get the win. Boston at Milwaukee. Red Sox 16-35, that is 5. Brewers 15-64, that's 9, a win for the Brew Crew. Minnesota at Oakland. Twins 4-42, that's 3. Swinging A's 8-13, that is 1. That's a win for the Twins. Yankees and the Rangers. Yankees 14-36, that is 5. Rangers 8-41, and that is 4. And the Yankees, who really were the best team in baseball in 1980, although they didn't win the World Series, they start out 1-0. Dodgers and the Astros. Good pitching matchup, too. Bert Hooton against J.R. Richard. Dodgers 0-56, that is 4. Astros 5-41, and that is 3. The Dodgers will get the win. Cubs and the Mets. My Mets in 1980 were, well, they were pretty bad. Cubs 7-55, that is 6. Mets 6-43, and that is 4. And of course, my Mets start off with a loss, and I'm going to see many in the loss column for the Mets in this in this season. Giants and the Padres. Giants 564, that is 7. Padres 864, that is also 7. We'll go to extras. Giants roll a 5 plus 1 is 6. Padres roll a 6 plus 0 is 6. That is a tie, which means the home team will always win a tie in extra innings. The Padres will get the win. Pirates and the Cardinals. Pirates 841, and that is 4. Cardinals 1233, and that is also 4. And they will go to extra innings. Pittsburgh rolls a 6 plus 0. Cardinals roll a 3. Minus 4 is a -1. And that is going to be a win. Raise the Jolly Roger. April 11th, Cleveland and California. Indians 1731. That is 1731 is 4. Angels 1634. That is 5. That is a win for the Halos. Orioles and the White Sox. Orioles 2566, that's 13. White Sox 352, and that is 4. That's another win for the O's. Detroit at the Royals. Tigers 921, that is 2. Royals 1264, that's 8. That's a win for the Royals. Minnesota at Oakland. Twins 362, and that is 6. Athletics 1146, and that is 5. It's a win for the Twin Cities. Toronto at Seattle. Bluebirds 1361, that is 7. M's 464, that is barely makes 7. They do. There go to extras. Toronto rolls a 4, plus 1 is a 5. Mariners roll a 5, minus 1 is a 4. That's a win for the Bluebirds. Yankees and the Rangers. Yankees 1353, that is 6. Rangers 816, that is 2. And the Yankees are starting, well, like I figured they'd start. Braves and the Reds. Braves 1261, that is 7. Revs 1224, and that is 3. And the Braves will actually get that win there. Dodgers and the Astros. Dodgers 834, that is 3. Astros 1343, that is 5. That's a win for the Stros. Cubs and the Mets. Cubs 921, that is 2. Mets 1263, that is 8. And my Mets will get a happy recap. Maybe my Mets can do something in 1980. Yeah. I got to stop smoking that crap. Expos and the Phillies. Montreal 143, that is 3. Phillies 662, and that is 6. That's a win for Lefty and the Phils. Phillies in 1980, they of course won the World Series. Giants and the Padres. Giants 465, that is 7. Padres 364, that is 6. That'll be a win for the G-Men. Pirates and the Redbirds. Bucks 1053, that is 6. Birds 1333, and that is 4. And the Pirates will get the win. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow will be April 12th. We will be at the Astrodome. The Houston Astros get their rings for the 1999 season, but they will play the Los Angeles Dodgers. 2 Hall of Famers going at it. Don Sutton for the Dodgers. Nolan Ryan for the Astros. Heck of a way to continue the 1980 season. Dodgers and Stros, be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. This 1980 season has only just begun. This game belongs to the Reds. The Reds will beat the Braves tonight 2-1 to start off opening day here in 1980. Thank you all tonight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.